first time I ever went, I would not go to Israel. I was convinced if I stepped terra firma on Israel, I stepped off the plane onto the tarmac, a war would break out.
Why?
I don't know why. It's a tick.
That's more than a tick.
Yeah.
That's psychotic.
Yeah, well, thank you.
What? I mean, why you stepping off the plane?
No, not me.
Just bad timing?
Bad timing.
Well,
I wouldn't cause the war.
Oh, I see.
I would just be in the middle of
I thought they were like, the funds.
Hey,
it's on.
Henry's here.
Allahu Akbar, the funds.
Really?
This is the last straw.
Oh, my God.
The funds is in Israel. Now we have to get them into the sea.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about their prime minister? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Of course. You can talk about anything. That's what I love about this.
I really think that he knows if, God forbid, he steps down or the war is over, he's in jail.
I mean, that's possible, and we hear that a lot. I mean, it's interesting.
I believe it to my core.
Yeah, well, you don't know that could be the case. You don't know what's in a person's heart. Whether that's true or not, you can still be supportive of the decisions he's making, which I am.
Okay.
It's very naive, I think, that this could go any other way.
Right.
And any other country in the world would not be expected to act any differently. If you get attacked, you get to fight back. And the war doesn't end when you start fighting back, which they always want with it.
Things got real with this one. Bill Maher and Henry Winkler went head-to-head in a furious conversation over one of the most nuanced and emotionally sensitive problems out there, Middle Eastern geopolitics. And let me tell you, this wasn't just a lovely discussion over coffee. It was a full-blown collision of worldviews. Maher came in hard, underlining that Israel required a long-term strategy for its defense. He wasn't holding back. He believes clearing out risks like Hamas is a priority. But Winkler pushed back fiercely, adding a deeply personal perspective to the issue. He talked about the lives lost, the suffering, and the genuine cost of war, something that is often disregarded in political planning. What made this talk so intense wasn't merely the topic, it was the tone. Maher was focused on the broader picture, thinking long-term. Winkler, on the other hand, kept the debate anchored in the here and now, the misery that's happening right now. You could sense the strain as orthodoxy blended with humanity. The key question that emerged from this was one without a clear solution. Can commanders afford to contemplate beyond the battlefield, or does the urgency of the present typically win out? This episode is probably one of the more exciting moments Bill Maher has had on his show. You won't see many debates like this. Genuine disagreement, passionate arguments, and two smart individuals refusing to back down.
You know, when somebody...
You know what? A lot of what you're saying is true. However, I think that, there are parents, there are families that are hurting because the hostages are not.
Yes, and it's the job of a statesman and a leader and a prime minister to think long-term and not just short-term. Like, if they don't eliminate Hamas...
They're not going to eliminate Hamas. Hamas is an idea, not a group of people.
That's a bullshit thing.
It's not bullshit.
Well, let me tell you something. They've said that for years. I just read, I think, Sam Harris on this, and he said it right.
I know Sam.
Okay, great.
I like
love Sam. Great. I'm glad we both do. Yeah. And he said this thing we've heard a lot of times. You can't kill an idea. He said, well, we did after World War II.
Until now.
We did kill a lot of Japanese, and that was unfortunate.
Right.
But, I mean, if you do kill enough lunatics, and Japan was led by lunatics,
right.
Died of the last person and a lot of suicide bombing and all that. Very similar to what we see with radical Muslims.
Right.
Suicide bombing, cult of martyrdom.
Right.
Okay, so Japan became our good friend. So let's not pretend that you can't actually get to the root of this. It is difficult.
I'm not pretending.
No.
I truly believe that in this particular case,
you will not.
You don't think that all those people that are now homeless and their families are destroyed, you don't think that they are now
I think you have
Hamas
to make calculation.
Again?
Of course, absolutely. That is going to happen. You are also recruiting.
So you want to kill every human being?
People reference history, like World War II, but today's conflicts are different. Asymmetrical. Warfare and ideological battles don't follow conventional rules. Military force alone isn't enough. You can eliminate leaders, but ideas persist, evolve, and spread. That's why long-term strategy matters. Firepower must be paired with a plan that counters dangerous ideologies. Leaders face a tough choice: act aggressively and risk backlash, or hold back and let threats grow.
Is that what I said?
No, but I think it is what you were leading to.
No, it is certainly not what I'm leading to. What I'm saying
If
is...
we kill enough of them, we're going to end Hamas.
I didn't say that either.
I think you did.
No, I didn't. You
Okay.
said it.
You want to play it back?
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
didn't say that.
I didn't say
I
that.
did not say if you kill enough of them, that the Hamas is
No,
over.
what I said was the idea that you can't kill an idea.
Oh,
is-
that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I was objecting to.
Right.
And I was quoting Sam talking
Right.
about the fact that
You
after
know, World War II, we did not kill
uh,
Nazism.
Yeah, we did.
We
Except
for like a moment.
Look,
It's
Ger-
back almost in every country.
back in a tiny fringe. I mean, if you expect perfection, you
I
should-
don't expect it perfection.
Well, then it's a silly argument.
I believe. Well, that's not true.
Well,
but
it
I
is.
believe that we are going to experience another Kristallnacht, and could very well experience it here.
Well, there's a lot of anti-Semitism,
Yeah.
and that comes from people like Hamas.
Yeah.
Sam Harris made a risky analogy recently, one that really gets people thinking. He drew a connection between attempts to dismantle Hamas now and the Allied fight to overcome Japanese militarism in World War II. Now, whether you agree with him or not, it's a provocative lens to look through. The premise is this: back then, the Allies deployed overwhelming power not only to win wars, but to dismantle an entire worldview. And in the case of Japan, it actually worked. The country transitioned. So what Harris is really getting at is this question: can beliefs be overturned using force? And if so, at what cost? The conversation doesn't stop there, though. Today's world is much more complex. We're not dealing with giant nation-states clashing in open battlefields. We're dealing with asymmetrical warfare, international media coverage dispersed, ideological forces, and constant digital interaction. It's a completely different battleground. And that's where the comparison starts to show its limits. Historical examples are valuable, no question, but they can also oversimplify things if we're not careful. The world has changed. The stakes, the weaponry, the media, the rules of engagement, it has all evolved. What we're left with is a serious moral and strategic dilemma. Do you take bold, perhaps violent action to destroy a threat? Or do you risk that same threat growing because you held back for ethical reasons? This argument explores the moral complexity of war, especially in conflicts like the one involving Israel. One side believes Israel is making sincere efforts to minimize civilian casualties while defending itself. They argue that war is chaotic, but self-defense is a right. On the other hand, critics challenge Israel's leadership and question the morality of its actions. They are existentially threatened. How can it stay ethical? Every decision comes with a cost, making it a tough balance. These are the conversations we need to have to truly understand what's at stake. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you don't want to miss out on the hottest celebrity news, make sure to subscribe to Daily Finder.